Hey everybody, it's Ryno and
Steve.
And we're here for another arts and crafts and drinks video.
Olive.
And this time we're talking about Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I thought it would be fun if we did the Rogue One trailers come out, if we did kind of a Rogue One and...
Beyond.
Yeah, the future. Like what we know so far about what's to come with Star Wars. And we did a little craft, we got a little drink.
Get a little something. I'm getting hungry.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Well, I've got just something for you. You know, we've done some themed drinks so far, and I thought today, since you're hungry, we could do a themed food item. So
awesome.
I was thinking dark side nachos. I went with these blue corn tortilla chips that I got at Target. I did that, and I went some crazy toppings here. So I cooked it already. I went with a hash brown to get a little potatoes in here. Sometimes I like to throw tater tots into my nachos, get a little crazy with the tots.
That adds a little density to them.
Yeah, a little bit more texture in there. Yeah. So I thought I'd try it with the hash brown this time. As you can see, I have a cooking assistant down here as well. He's just waiting for something to fall loose. I had some kielbasa with some red peppers. You know, the dark side, it's all fiery. Yeah. Tried to go a little creative here, and some onions in there. And I've got some black beans inside of my container here, and salsa, all that jazz for afterwards.
Are we going dark chips for dark side?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah?
Cool.
Very cool.
I don't know about you, but whenever I go to a place and I get nachos and they're like super attractive on the top part.
In the bottom.
You get to the bottom, you get to that Phantom Menace layer. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes the Phantom Menace. I don't care what they say, they're full of crap. It's all about the layer. So you take out your chips. I went with the mozzarella. Mozzarella. Or as the Jedi say, cheese. So I like to start with a little bit of cheese. You gotta get your cheese going because it brings it together. The cheese is the Force. Or the midi-chlorians.
That's an even deeper level of Star Wars.
Yeah, it's the what binds us. It brings us together. We're gonna do a little bit of the potato. I did wash my hands at least 4 or 5 days ago. And then we got your meats. You got your meats. Then you get your second layer going. Do as many layers as you want. I leave sour cream, salsa, guacamole, whatever you want. I leave the wet stuff for later. I feel like this stuff increases the integrity of the chip, like the cheesy, everything. It creates the super
mold,
chip. Yeah. Like anything in my life, I like good themed silverware. So my lightsaber. Appropriate that it's Darth Vader's lightsaber. We're making dark side nachos. Spoiler alert: he's a bad guy. While you're doing this too, I would recommend turn the broiler on in the oven, set it to low. Because I like to make sure everything's nice and hot, and you gotta melt that cheese. Melt it. So I do another cheese. Another layer of cheese. How do you feel about jalapenos?
Oh, I can do it.
I got some jalapenos.
Not tons, but
I'll leave them the last. I'll put them on top so you can see them.
Yeah.
So you don't get surprised. Because I like it's dark side. The nachos should be kind of inspired by what you're doing, because that's what makes them themed. So, I kind of tried to. Well, I guess I didn't do too much, but you want to maybe do spicy stuff. It's the Sith are fiery. They're I don't know. They're shady people. You want to put the
passionate group. It's a
passionate group for sure. And I certainly am, as many viewers know, passionate about kielbasa, and that's why I chose kielbasa, the kielbasa brand. Ryno is to kielbasa as Andy Dwyer is to Burt Macklin. Should I do another layer? Or just finish it off there. You want to do a couple more on top?
Yeah, do a couple more on top.
Okay. So I'm going to do one last layer of cheese, because basically I just wanted to create a molten cheese ball. That's what I did. You tell me when on this cheese, if you're worried about
going
too much with the...
Wait, were you worried that there's going to be too much cheese? I don't think that's
You're right,
that's never a problem.
Cheese is like J.J. Abrams. You can never have too much of it.
Sprinkle a little bit more on top.
A little bit on there. Should I put the jalapenos on after? Do you like them cold?
No, cook them up a little bit.
Okay. Jalapeno. The fork is with me. May the fork be with you.
Did you just think of that?
Yeah. I've had these for 6 months. I just thought of that. That has not occurred to me yet. I like a good pickled jalapeno. You can get them fresh too. I don't, if you're one of those people. They're good, but when they're fresh, I feel like they're super hot. There you go. That looks like delish. We're the chosen one. We brought the unity to the Force. Nachos, The Nacho Jedi. Who's Jedi? Nacho Jedi. Oh, fudge. I thought I left the oven on. You gotta hit the start button. Okay, that's the one people often forget. Start.
Some people around here forget about that.
So,
hey, can you throw this out?
I absolutely can. Let me use the Force. Boom. Still got it. Oh, God, those smell amazing. I'm yelling. I'm so excited. Ooh, that's nice.
That looks perfect.
Oh, sweet baby. Anakin Skywalker, that looks good. Anakin. Get it, because he's like the baby Jesus.
What?
Anakin Skywalker is Jesus.
No.
He is the baby born of a virgin mother. And you telling me she survived Watto's grotto without a couple Wattos in her grotto?
What?
So one of the things that's great about Star Wars right now is that there are so many offerings at the Disney park. So whether you're in Disneyland, Disney World, wherever, you can get all these crazy, like this Han Solo souvenir carbonite bucket I got that came with like a meal inside, but it's just like a box. Or you can get the popcorn TIE Fighter or the BB-8 Zipper or any of that fun stuff. But it doesn't have to just end at the park. It has a life after the park. So, you know, if you're having friends over or you're just making some snacks for the kids, bring this thing out.
That could be,
totally pop some nachos in
that could even be a creative lunchbox for a kid. You know,
yeah,
as long as as long as it's not something that's like needs to be heat or cool resistant. Like,
you know what it's great for me for? Like my markers for my crafts.
oh yeah,
It's a little like a pencil box.
for sure.
First pencil box. Also, I put a little salsa in a separate bowl because, like Steve said, they're like for dipping. Got my sour cream. You could do your guac in another bowl. Whatever. You know, I like to leave these kind of this way.
The spice kicks it up a notch. That's really good.
Wow, these came out real good. But Michael said, nachos, such an easy thing to make, but be creative with it. All right, so let's get our drinks going now. For this drink, you're going to need some green apple vodka, melon liqueur, fresca, and a little shaker. So 1 shot of the green apple vodka for every shot of melon liqueur. You're going to take your fresca, fill it up here to the top, toward the top here. You want to give yourself enough shaking room, though. Remember, it's soda, too. You do a little... Shake, snore, shake your body line. I have these fun little sphere ice makers here. So they make a Death Star. You just put them. So that's a fun little...
That is fancy.
Looks like a Death Star. However, the drink we're making is what we call the light side. So the good side of the 4-6 over that. We're not done yet, though. We talked about stuff from the park having a life after the park, and one of the great things that at some of the Disney parks you can get right now is some themed Star Wars beverages that come with these very cool ice cubes. And I have a Millennium Falcon, and I kept it like you always should, and you can pick a color that you want and make it, or I believe it actually does a multicolor, and have it fight the Death Star. Ooh. So there you go. That's what we have as the light side. Steve, I'm going to let you do a little taste here. Tell me what you think. I've gotten the table soaking wet.
No, that's super good. You can't even really taste the alcohol.
It's nice. It's light. It's fresh. I feel like it's a nice contrast to the nachos we made, which in the amount of time it took us to get from the kitchen to the table to make the drinks have almost completely disappeared. They were that good. So
yeah, we couldn't stop eating.
Bravo to us for that. I put my drink into my BB-8 Zipper.
Fancy.
Oh, BB hungry? Nah, BB-8.
Ah.
You can still make a kid version of this. Hawaiian Punch makes a green, the same type of a shade, a green Hawaiian Punch that you could just do that, or...
So you can have your adult beverage while they have their kid beverage.
Yeah, exactly. So, mommy, daddy, fun.
Yeah. And then we'll all watch Star Wars together.
Yes. Or do the craft we're about to do. You can't talk about Star Wars without talking about... lightsabers. So...
That's too fun.
Yeah. As you can see, lightsabers are awesome. Steve and I went to Hollywood Studios not too long ago, and we did the Build Your Own Lightsaber experience. And what did you think of that experience?
It was super fun. They have all these different pieces that come off, and you kind of build your own lightsaber and put it together. So we had a fun time. You know, you can kind of piece it together, and each of these are different little...
like they give you the base and then you kind of get the little pieces to put over the top, like he's showing you. Like this is actually the bottom of like an Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber, but there's a lightsaber in the middle. You choose the color of your blade, your kind of like aesthetic that works for you. There's actually, we did a vlog about it. If you haven't checked it out, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/disunplugged, and look for the Build Your Own Lightsaber, or I think I called it Ryno and Steve Build Lightsabers or something. But it was a lot of fun. It was very cool. And you can do that at multiple places on Disney property. You can do it at Hollywood Studios, at Disney Springs.
Once Upon a Toy.
Once Upon a Toy, yeah, in there. And Disneyland, you can do it out there. Some of you can't get out to build your own lightsaber, and some of you maybe were just on a budget. I am always on a budget, so I like to do things on the cheap. So I thought the craft we could do today is how to make like cheap lightsabers. And this is kind of geared toward like kids, or you're having a fun party and you need to make like multiple of them, maybe like a kid's birthday party again, or like a 31-year-old's birthday party too. What do you
Good for lightsaber fights in the pool.
Good for the craft we're going to do it. That's actually a great idea. Our craft is waterproof today. So Steve kind of hinted at it today. We're doing the lightsabers, and you're going to need some of these guys. We got these at the dollar store, so these are only $1. I saw them at Target too. So this is that time of year too. I mean,
they're everywhere.
They're cheap. You can't really hurt anybody, although I feel bad. I hit you a little hard. They're a good thing to beat the crap out of somebody and not feel bad about it. I feel like these are therapeutic lightsabers.
It's one of those things too where you could probably give these to rambunctious kids and not have to worry about them beating each other up. Where like this, if you give this to the wrong kid, you might end up with
lose a hand.
Right. The worst.
You get one of these. The noodles are usually about this long. This is a little bit too long. So what you're going to want to do is cut this, but we're going to cut it about 2/3 of the way. So get yourself a grip. We're going to make a handle out of this too, but you need to make sure that this part includes the handle. Measuring our lightsabers. Boys will be boys. Instead of doing scissors, I would just take like a sharp kitchen knife. Now this is where the parents, you're going to want to do this. I don't know how many children are watching my arts and crafts and alcoholic drink videos, but
you never know.
You boozy kids out there, watch yourself. So,
and also get stopped at.
And if you're drunk, maybe wait a few minutes. Maybe get somebody else to do it. Like, I didn't really realize, because this actually is going to involve a hot glue gun in a second too. So, you know what's fun? Get drunk, guys. Find some sharp objects and hot things. And
you never know.
Go to town. Go to town. I just almost threw this knife at you, and this will cut through a can. Super, super easy. See, it doesn't have to be perfect either. I mean, that's a little...
You can kind of mess with it,
Yeah, just go back in.
Shave a little,
Yeah, there you go. This guy bobbing along over here. Following along. Did you kill your father? Yes.
Aww.
Do you feel bad about it? We're not sure. Okay, so super easy as you can see. Now, gray duct tape. While you're at the dollar store getting the noodles, grab a roll of duct tape. Jedi lightsabers usually have some sort of silver or black, like they have usually it's a metallic handle here. So I just went with this kind of gray. I actually already had this, but I've seen them have at the dollar store the reflective, shiny duct tape. You know, get whatever you want. Get a zebra print handle.
Or maybe get two, like get the shiny one and then that one also. You could like have a little bit of both.
Yes, exactly. That's a great idea. Get in there. Experiment with your lightsaber. The first thing you want to do with the duct tape is you're going to pull a little piece off here. You're going to cover the bottom part where you cut it. And it's a little thicker than the duct tape, so you're gonna need two of these pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, these are foam lightsabers, obviously they're not.
And you can also just wrap it around too.
Yeah, well that's what we're gonna do after this. Way to get ahead of us.
I'm just so excited.
Jeez Louise. Shoot, I rolled the tape over on top of it. So. God, that's the worst when you fold the tape in. Sound like an old chicken farmer from Tennessee. What? As you can see there, taped on the bottom. I made a piece probably a little bit short. You want it to kind of come over the edge because when we wrap it later, you're gonna wrap right over these pieces. So don't worry about that too much. So you're gonna hold that, you're just gonna go right up to the edge here. And you're gonna roll it.
Got it?
I'm gonna go just past that. And then I'm gonna cut instead of ripping this time.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a lower cut. There we go. Okay, you wrap. Go ahead, you wrap.
Alright.
Born in West Philadelphia. West Philadelphia, born and raised. I was waiting for it. So if you got like one roll like we have and multiple people making it, what I would do is I'm not going to do it on my glass table because I don't want to clean the sticky stuff off, but I would just take strips about, yay long and just snip and then just the edge of the table, edge of the table, edge of the table. So what's cool is this duct tape actually has these like neat little lines in it. Have you noticed that? The little dots? So if you can kind of line it up, it actually gives it a nice effect.
Yeah.
It's got these like little lines here. It kind of gives it a little bit of detail that we're going to add afterwards. It's up to you how far up the handle you want to go, but most Jedis do a two-handed grip. So I would say you probably want to go at least to about there. You want this to be about what would you say? That's a fourth or fifth of the way up the shaft. If you aren't a hermit and don't live under a rock, I assume you've seen or you just don't care about Star Wars. In that case, you're weird. Why are you watching this video? The Rogue One trailer has come out. I have to say, pretty impressive. What did you think of it?
I'm excited. I think there's a lot to it that reminded me of the original 3, like the look of the movie.
They definitely have that, like nailed that in the trailer. So a little info about this movie is it's directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed the recent Godzilla reboot. If you haven't seen that, that's pretty good. It's very reminiscent of Jaws. For those of you who don't know, Rogue One takes place between Episode 3 and before Episode 4. It actually takes place right before Episode 4, because in Episode 4, A New Hope, Leia is it gives R2-D2 the Death Star plans, which are then being delivered to the rebels. But those, there's a line in that movie that says, like, these rebels gave their life to the plans or whatever. So, which leads me, like, I'm wondering, like, are they all gonna die in this movie, or?
I think it's gonna be a sad ending. I definitely think it's gonna be it'll be an ending where, they accomplish the mission, but no one survives. And I know it sounds dark, but that's where I think it's going. I was looking at a lot of details online about what people thought was going on in the trailer, and I saw a theory that I think is really, really cool, is that there's this chamber that a cloaked figure is walking up to. It looks like a big tube, and people have a theory that it's Snoke.
Yeah. Oh, so you think that this movie is going to lay the groundwork about where Snoke comes from?
Yeah.
Interesting. That would be cool, tying it back into the Force Awakens.
Yeah, because we know Snoke has been around since before.
Yes.
Before everything.
Yeah, because he must have had something to do with the Empire.
Yes. And when you see this cloaked figure, I saw this online, so this is not my information, but I just think it's really interesting. He's walking up, and
I was just going to say, you're talking about the scene in the trailer where they go into that room, and the Red Imperial, the Emperor's guards are there?
The Emperor's guards are there, and the guy in the cloaked figure...
You think it's the Emperor?
I think it's the Emperor going to talk to Snoke. And if you see at the very end of the thing, he looks like he kneels before the guy in the thing. Who would the Emperor kneel to? But maybe...
I like that idea a lot. I love the idea that it could pave some stuff down that is kind of like, oh, this actually went on. Oh, fudge. I made this too short. Some stuff down that was like, this was going on the whole time, we just didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, that it's trying to make the universe even bigger.
Yeah, it expands everything. And I think that's exciting. I think... I don't know enough about Star Wars, so again,
I'm like you. I like the movies.
Yeah,
I enjoy the movies a lot, but I don't like read books or
right. I don't know the universe maybe as much as some of you guys, but I also saw it looked like there was like a guy teaching the stormtroopers how to fight at one point, like he was training them.
Oh, I have
Did
to
you see
watch that. I didn't see that part.
He was, I don't know, he it's like Taekwondo or something that he looks like he's teaching.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. There's definitely looks like there's a martial arts element to this film.
Yeah, right. I thought that was kind of cool. Because they always talk about how the rebels have, like, the passion, but the stormtroopers have, like, the training. And so, like, that would kind of, if that's shown, I think that'd be kind of cool.
So we've got our handle on here. I'm curious how far we stacked it. Oh, yeah, right on. Perfect. There we go. So, yeah, 2 hands right there. On there. Now, it's not just silver in the blade. You've got to add your own individual touch. Now, there's a couple ways to go about this. You can just do a couple of Sharpies. You can do the red, color the red button on and just draw, like, lines around. Because if you'll see on mine, I have, like, ridges on here. And, there's some gold. But I've got there's a button There's a button here. You can do it the easy way. Sharpies, just draw on it. Do whatever. Or there's another method too. You can get crazy, get a little bit of like some puffy paints here. You can make it colorful if you want, although I feel like lightsabers are generally in the gold, black region. I'm gonna do a little bit more. I want to make it a little three-dimensional.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use some of this, cut it out, and tape it to maybe have like a little thing like this.
Oh, a little button. You're gonna wrap it in the.
Yeah, wrap it in the duct tape. So
I didn't even think to do that. That's a good idea, because what I'm gonna do is I got these. These are, I've had them for a while, as you can see. They're foam, just like foam things. They're usually less than $1 at a craft store. But like, I'm gonna cut out a circle to be my button with this. I've got red and I've got black, and then I am going to, you can glue it however you want, but I'm gonna use hot glue because that's easier for me. But I'm gonna use the black to make some ridges for mine. But that, I didn't think about doing the button like that. That's a good idea. I might join in on that. Here's my thought too on this film is that this is gonna be the first Star Wars film that doesn't have a Jedi in it.
I think that's cool. I actually am a fan of that.
I don't know how I feel, because I am definitely aside with the Jedi. However, after the prequel trilogy, I feel a little Jedi exhausted, because I feel like that I thought was going to be like the Jedi strength, and then it kind of was just like, they even in those movies are like, the Jedi are a dying breed, and I'm like, yeah, come on. So I've got these popsicle sticks. You know, you can use a ruler, whatever. This is just how I'm going to keep the straight edge on here. I like the general thickness, so I'm just going to do a bunch of these, however long they need to be to get all the way around. I've also heard that Darth Vader is going to play a part in this film.
I hope not. I hope.
I heard as a minor character.
I hope, if that means minor, I hope we never see him. I hope we hear of him and maybe see like the back of his head and maybe he says something. But I think that it would be cool if they still in some way hide him, so that people could watch this movie, like you could show this to your kid when they're first watching Star Wars, and have them watch this before they see who Darth Vader is.
So you're saying start with this prequel.
As long as this one doesn't spoil Luke, I am your father. Sorry.
You've had 40 years to see the movie. He definitely has to be alluded to. I don't want it to be like he's the villain in the movie, which I don't think he is. I actually believe the villain was one of the people in the trailer. I think I read that.
Oh, it's the guy with the white cloak.
Yeah, he's like the bad guy. Because he seems very like he's got an attitude.
He looks badass.
Yeah. A lot of the visuals that do, like, I love the idea that they're using the AT-ATs, but it's in like a tropical setting, whereas we've only seen them in snows, you know, in a snow landscape. So it's kind of like that familiar
touch.
The familiar stuff in new settings.
I really hope this does well, so that maybe that will give them incentive to continue
keep
to
pursuing the stories, the side stories.
And I know that they already have the Han Solo. Yeah, the Han Solo and the.
There is another one, but they haven't said what it's about. Okay.
Well, regardless, if this one does well, I feel like those ones aren't the end of it.
Yeah,
it'll be everyone else's story.
You know, there's a lot to go in this universe. Like I said, even in the prequels, they're saying the Jedi are like a dying race, and I'm kind of like, well, can we go back to like where the Jedi came from? Could we go back that far, or go back to when the Jedi were at peace? You know, there's been like some video games that have kind of explored that a little bit, and I'd love to see that cinematically gone into it. You know, I don't know anything about it.
I think Disney gets a hard time for Disneyfying things.
Yeah,
but what they're really strong at is, maybe it's a money grab, and probably is at the end of the day. But they put the people that need it, like they give it to the right people, I think. Yeah. So they give it to J.J. Abrams. They're giving it to the people that can really push the right project.
Well, if you haven't been to the launch bay at Hollywood Studios or in Disneyland, I would say go and watch the video that plays there, because they have an interview with J.J. Abrams, Gareth Edwards, Ryan Johnson's in it, and then even I believe even Colin Trevorrow. He might even say a little bit of it, because he's directing episode 9. But they all kind of talk about, like, it's clearly like they've assembled this brain trust of all people that have grown up and love Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
so you're right. It's like what you said. It's in the right hands. So Rogue One this Christmas, episode 8 next Christmas. We don't know the title yet. We do know it's currently filming, and Ryan Johnson's directing, which, if you have not seen Looper, I would definitely recommend watch that movie. Looper's a really original written time travel movie, and I think visually it's very representative of his what I think Episode 8 is going to kind of look like in terms of style. And it like it's different than J.J. Abrams, but not different.
Not so different that people will be thrown off.
It'll be its own unique thing. However, it will also feel like it's still part of that Star Wars canon. You know what I mean? It's not going to feel separated.
Not so different that you are like have to adjust. Or
something. I would just do the one piece, whatever, and then use that to measure the length of the other ones. So you're like, okay, I know it has to be like here. So now I can just cut this. And you wrap it around. I'll probably do a couple more around here. Maybe I'll do one at the base, I think.
I'm gonna put that right there.
Oh, you're going button different that thing in a button.
Yeah, like this on here is not the button, I don't think, right?
I never knew, because on the toy sometimes it is the button, but in the movie Rey is not. On Luke's lightsaber, Rey is not pushing that. She's pushing like this. This silver thing.
I just like this as like a little, boom, and then that goes there.
Yeah, that looks good, actually. As I was saying before, Episode 8 is directed by Rian Johnson. And what I've heard is some good things so far. Like, Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe Dameron, was actually recently saying that it feels like they're shooting an independent film, is how he's kind of like treating it. So it's very intimate, and
I think it's going to be interesting to see how they bring Luke back into the fold.
So you've cut out your...
Yeah, I got my two strips.
And I really like your...
I got little accent strips, too, that I think...
Oh, thinner ones. Yeah. Look at you. Okay, so, like I said, you can do Elmer's glue with these. You could even do electrical tape, and that'll give you the lines you want with the color. But I like the ridges. I think it'll bring this up a little bit more.
Yeah,
and again, it's
dimensional.
The foam keeps it waterproof, like you said. Okay, so... J.J. Abrams doing Episode 7. Then you have Gareth Edwards doing the spinoff, and he's done some very independent, but then also he did Godzilla. And then you've got Rian Johnson, who is very unique too, very creative, unique. And then you have Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are doing Han Solo, and they're very popular because Last Man on Earth, 21 Jump Street, and then you've got Colin Trevorrow. Now, he did Jurassic World, which I enjoy. I think it was a good movie. But it's kind of like, it feels like that one's going to be the Return of the Jedi. Not bad, but just kind of like, the first one had the introduction, the second one's going to be the cool, deep story, and then you're going to get to the third one and it's going to be like, it's good. Okay. Yeah, like Jurassic World, it's a solid sequel.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good sequel. Colin Trevorrow directed one of my favorite movies in recent years, Safety Not Guaranteed. If you have not seen it, you should see it. It is the type of movie that I want to strive to make someday. Yeah, so fun tip, take your popsicle stick and you just want to flatten that. That's how you can smooth out some of this hot glue without actually touching it. Oh, we didn't talk about the Han Solo movie. Did you see Hail Caesar?
I haven't.
There's a kid in it who plays this young actor, and he's not a kid, he's probably 25. He was the best part of the movie, and apparently the rumor is he's in the top contender to be the new Han Solo.
I'm disappointed.
I could see it.
I'm disappointed. I know Logan Lerman is up there.
I wanted Logan Lerman. I was pulling for Logan Lerman. I think that he's just an underrated actor of his time at this moment in his career, but I think he needs to keep going. But yeah, so I look forward to that movie, and we still have that other spin-off movie that they've announced but haven't said what it is. I did what you did. I hot glued the wrong side.
The thin ones are tough.
Something I was gonna try, but the craft store I went to was sold out of it. There's a spray-on glow-in-the-dark spray. They use it for cool. When you're going out on Halloween or something like that. But I was thinking we could spray the blades with glow-in-the-dark spray, and then at night, or even in a bedroom or whatever, you do that thing where they'll glow in the dark, so they'll light up. How do you feel about these?
I'm excited. I like how mine came out. I like how yours came out.
Yeah, I think it I went with the lines and the button here, and I went with like we said, this is like a $2 craft. So, I mean, you buy one of these, it's $1. These are like $1. The tape is $1. This whole craft costs you like $4 a lightsaber maybe, and then you can.
Great for birthday parties.
These are good for inside because it's kind of like I hit my light. You
can't really break much.
This is just a fun little Star Wars item that we did here, and so you can see you can go and make your fancy one. You could I didn't use the force enough on that one. You've got your big one and these ones, and
should we light them up?
A fun rainy day activity, especially for the summertime, because I wasn't even thinking like these can go in the pool. Because like you said, everything on here is pretty much waterproof except for the tape might get a little soggy and gross. But again, just make more of these.
Then again, it was $4, so
yeah.
If it gets a little gross, then you can always sadly throw them away. But
it's just a good time to be a Star Wars fan. So
it's exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the horizon? It's exciting.
Yep. And I look forward very much to this Christmas being able to go see that Rogue One.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be great.
It's just exciting that it's gonna be every year now, right? So,
I like the idea that it's going to become this like holiday event.
Yeah.
Remember, just get creative,
have fun.
Yeah. If anybody gives us a shot, share it with us. On the Twitter, pretty much any social media that's out there, share it with us. Yeah. I'm curious. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Show us your lightsaber. I feel like that's a weird.
Yeah,
a weird campaign to get into.
Show us your crafted lightsaber.
There we go. Yeah. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed the Give the Nachos a Shot. I hope you enjoyed the drink. I hope you followed along with the craft and enjoyed the randomness of our conversation. So
yeah,
it's one of those like say the May the Force be with you.
Yeah, let's do it on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
May the Force be with you.